Hi everyone, it's Gustav here with another video for Montessori Preschool. Now, last time we talked about growing up, to grow up, as well as a lot of the different kinds of bugs that show up during spring when it starts to get hotter. I hope you guys remember hot. Today, we're going to be talking about something a little different. We're going to be talking about cities and towns and what you can find within cities and towns. So, what is a city, you may ask? Well, this is a city. This is a city too. A city is a place where a lot of buildings and a lot of people live. This is what we call a city. A city. A city. You live in or around the city of Poznań. That is also a city. But Poznań is a small city. These pictures are pictures of really big cities, like New York City, or London, or one in Poland is Warsaw. Did you just hear me say the word building? Well, if you're wondering what that is, this right here is what we call a building. Okay? This is a building. This is also a building. 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 As you can see, a city is full of buildings. These are all buildings within a city. It's what makes a city so big. In fact, all of you live within a building. Though we might have different names for different types of buildings. Okay, but a city is really big. So what do we call it when we have something that's sort of like a smaller city? We call it a town. This is a town. This is also a town. As you can see, they have smaller buildings here. Okay, you can see all kinds of smaller buildings. So one last time, this is what we call a town. A town. A town. While towns are small, there are a lot more of them than cities. Because they're so small, they can fit into a lot more places. Towns are usually made up of buildings that look like this. Do you know what we call these buildings? You might. We call this a house. This is a house. A house. As you can see, this is much smaller than this, or even this. These are what we call apartment buildings, or just a building, whereas this style right here, we call a house. From the pictures, you can even see that there are many different types of houses. For example, this is a typical house in Poland, while this is what houses look like where I am from the United States or the USA. Now that we're talking about buildings, I think we should talk about something that I've mentioned before, but maybe we haven't talked about it in a while. That's the concept of inside versus outside. Okay? So as you can see, this bird right here is inside this house. This is what we call being inside. Inside. For us, this is what the inside looks like of a house. Okay? Of course, it looks different for different types of houses. But this is what we call inside. Okay? This picture is taken from inside the house. Now, going back to this other bird right here, this bird is outside the house. Okay? It is outside the house. It is not in the house. It is outside. Okay? So as you can see, this lady right here, she is outside. She's not inside a room like this. She is outside, where you could see the sky, okay, and breathe some fresh air, okay? So if this is what the inside of a house usually looks like, this is what the outside of a house looks like. This picture is taken from the outside, okay? As is this one, and as is this one, okay? So, this is inside, outside. One more time. Inside, outside. Okay, let's do a little quiz. Can you find any houses in this picture? If you answered yes, you're absolutely right. Good job. Now, next question. How many houses do we see? Well, let's count. 1 house, 2 houses, 3 houses, 4 houses, 5 houses, and even a little house right there for 6 houses. If you said 6 houses, good job. You're correct. Now the next question. Is this picture taken from the inside or the outside? That's right. This picture is taken from the outside. Because you can see the sky and you can see many trees. Good job, guys. Okay. I think that's enough from me for today. Okay. Just remember what we talked about today. Okay. We talked about cities, which are made of really big buildings. Okay. And we talked about towns, which are usually made of houses, places where people live. Okay? We saw that there are many different types of houses and buildings, okay, and cities as well. And we also talked about the concept of being inside or being outside. Okay? So, I'm inside right now. As you can see, I am inside. You're probably also inside if you are watching this video. Okay? And we also talked about outside, which is what we can usually see when we look outside our windows. Okay? Alright, so I think that's enough for me today. Have a nice day, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.